There you go. Got it.
Okay, right. So yeah, I got taken to Basildon Hospital, and was there overnight. Had a CAT scan. Had like all the
I didn't know you had
observations when you have a
pets.
major head injury, and Stevie went on his insurance thing, and he said if you had that done in the US under his policy, it cost £21,000.
Yeah.
I was like, you fucking what? I got a bump on the noggin. It's cost me 21 grand in America.
That's gonna cost you the noggin. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an
Noggin.
important part.
Hey, noggins are pretty important. You like your noggin, don't you? Yeah, that's gonna cost.
You
that's gonna
you
cost
didn't have
extra.
that separately insured because that's a problem right there.
No, I just went to hospital and then came home.
Let's see.
Should be illegal.
Without a bill or a receipt.
I mean, they
gave you taxi money.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, the ambulance was free.
Oh no,
an ambulance is like $2,000 in itself.
Yeah, a lot of people will try to drive themselves to the hospital to save themselves $2,000.
Yeah, that's just incredible.
Bleeding out, I'd rather fucking bleed out than fucking pay that $2,000.
Some people call Ubers because it's cheaper.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he don't want me leaving no stains in his car, so you know he gonna step on it.
America.
Well, let's not talk about America for a while. Let's talk about Chicago.
Principals for removal last year, and all 6 were black.
Oh shit.
Talk about
The Chicago Public
California.
Schools.
Oh, I got my camera in the way. Like it's just black in the corner of my camera. Like, where's the beginning of the fucking bar? Oh, I can't see it.
But by the way, Brenna, are you jealous of roads in Greece? Because they're nicking all the wildfires at the minute.
Well, I mean, Canada had their turn. Like, it's everybody else should have a chance to understand what we go through.
Dude, did your fire smell like fucking burning plastic? Because that's what ours smell. Yeah, our because we got like the cloud, the cloud from the Alberta fires here in the States. And it just smelled like burning plastic. So
no,
I don't know what kind of trees caught on fire. But
like it smells like burning trees. Like it is ash. It's
I'm just gonna stick my
like you walk out and you go, where's the wildfire?
Yeah, someone's making s'mores or we're in danger.
Is this canyon?
I'm just sniffing outside. Oh no, that's just wet. Just it smells of wet.
That's one thing England will never have to worry about is fucking wildfires.
They don't have sunshine to do anything.
There's sunshine for the plants to get big enough to catch on fire.
We do have sunshine, but it's only 2 days of a year. All right.
And that is the solstice and the former queen's birthday.
And normally Christmas Day.
Of course. As
the hottest day of the year,
as is tradition.
Yeah.
Exactly. All this white
the
Christmas business.
So if England was petty and run by me, I would have an Independence Day for every place that has independence from us.
But
I'm just saying, you could have like cheeseburger and fries on 4th of July because this is the day that America broke free from us. And then you can have something from Hong Kong.
If you go back and look at a map of the British Empire, it's ridiculous how much of the world we used to own.
Yeah,
I think I sent you that meme specifically.
It was funny.
That was what I sent you, was the British Empire.
And you know, all of that shit shrunk down as soon as soap was invented. Make your own conclusions.
And powdered wigs.
Right. As soon as they came out with the fucking Dial or the Irish Spring bar soap and some powdered wigs, that was it for the British Empire. The sun finally set. But we're going to Chicago.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Let me know if anything sounds askew. And I want to try to get this guy on the show.
The Chicago Public Schools Law Department targeted at least 6 principals for removal last year, and all 6 were black. One of the three best examples of the law department's malfeasance in conducting these investigations is the case investigator Kelly Tarrant concocted against Principal Abdul Muhammad. When Muhammad was removed from his position as the rightful principal of Lindblom Math and Science Academy, he was not given any due process. They didn't even tell him what he was charged with.
What do you think? So Abdul Muhammad is a principal. He's a follower of Louis Farrakhan, so he's a fruit of Islam, that kind of. So he's a Muslim brother. Nice suits, bow ties, that whole thing. What do you think they fired him for? Or their reason for firing this principal who has this immaculate reputation for loving his students and pushing them to achieve greater things? What him, dude?
Probably being a Muslim.
Brenna?
There's definitely, I'm assuming that this principal is a black principal.
Yes.
Okay. So he's black. Being
a black Muslim in America is kind of racism squared.
Ask Obama.
Oh, he's an Arab.
Gotcha, Barry. You're not safe. Everybody's getting these jokes.
I bet he read Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Wow.
And that promotes obesity, and thus that's wrong.
I have that book now.
You damn right you do.
Well, that's sunshine.
Well, technically Kira has that book, but
you read it. Keep up with what's going on.
Well, it's in my office, so I think it's mine. So
it wasn't until we made clear our intent to file a lawsuit that the law department released the charges and the investigative report to Muhammad. Once we got the report, we realized why they didn't want to release it. Not only are the charges in the report provably false, they are petty. And the law department knew they were petty. And we believe this because, number one, they tried to prevent the report from being released. And number two, when we forced them to release it, listen to me.
Okay.
We forced them with a letter sent on April 14th. 3 days later, on April 17th, they got the inspector general to open up yet another investigation against Muhammad, months after he'd been removed.
God damn it. We got to find something on this guy.
Like the claims in the first investigation.
We're not going to tell him.
The claim in the new investigation is provably false.
Just arrest him.
Unlike the first investigation, however, the new claim was failure to report sexual misconduct.
There you go.
Hold up.
He didn't report things he was supposed to report. He's not doing his job.
He's a mandatory reporter.
How do you report a negative?
Well, they're saying something happened and he knew about it and didn't report it.
So that makes no sense.
Oh, it gets better.
So it is not petty. So I want to focus my comments on the connection between the false claims and the petty accusations in the original investigative report and the false claim and serious accusations at the heart of the new.
That lady with that hat remind me of my Aunt Emma.
Investigation.
She looks like she's about to throw a show or something.
Aunt Emma, she died probably about 6 or 7 years ago. She was about 6'1", and she dressed just like that. Man, Aunt Emma was a fool, boy. She lived in Milwaukee. She was that's an old school Southern girl.
Like a coiled spring, just ready to go.
Say something smart in front of Aunt Emma and see what fucking power behind that smack. Fucking shatter 3 or 4 vertebrae on that fucking backhand.
Do you remember? Was it? It was either Raw or Delirious, where Eddie Murphy was talking about his mum with a high heel, and she'd throw it at you like a boomerang.
Catch you around the corner.
Yeah.
Please listen closely.
All right, listen closely, Wayne. Goddamn.
CPS's own Aspen report shows that a young female student was sexually harassed on 3 different occasions by an adult male security guard.
There you go. Creepy security guard creeping on the teenage girls. How does the fucking president, principal of the school respond?
This is in your report. And she reported this harassment to at least 4 different Lindblom staff members. And 3 of the 4 staff members failed to call DCFS, failed to call the OIG, failed to inform the principal, and failed to complete an Aspen report. It's important to note that all of these failures.
Yes, sir.
So he wasn't told about a certain incident.
Hold on. Wait on that question. Wait for the next sentence. Hold on.
Typically lead to the person being fired. It is also important.
I hear where your question is. He's just about to say it.
To note that none of these 4 staff members was Abdul Muhammad.
Boom.
In fact, the Aspen report shows that the only time DCFS was called was when the 4th staff member informed Mr. Muhammad, who then directed that staff member to complete the Aspen report and call DCFS.
It gets better. So I won't play the whole thing unless you guys are into it. Are you guys feeling it? Are you feeling it?
Yeah.
Okay, you're feeling it. All right, I'll keep it going.
Kelly Tarrant had to have read the Aspen report because it's the only thing documenting the harassment that she's saying Muhammad failed to report. Therefore, she had to have known the danger these staff members put that student in by failing to report the sexual misconduct the student alleged. Tarrant had to have known that the very report she was reading would not have existed if Abdul Muhammad had not instructed that 4th staff member to call DCFS and complete the report.
So
yet somehow.
Oh, there we go. So he fucking gets on the horn. DCFS is the Department of Child Protective Services. Children Family Services, something like that. Yeah. So the whole reason that they have a report in the first place is because the 4th staff member told him and got the paperwork started in the first place. But their complaint for getting rid of him is that he didn't report it.
Parent, under the supervision of
like it's not even clever. Like it doesn't even work.
Libby Massey and Ruchi Verma forwarded Muhammad's name to the OIG to be investigated for failure to report, while giving at least 3 staff members who put that child in danger a pass, which allowed them to remain at Lindblom and fail that child again. And fail
There's an ulterior motive.
Again.
100% ulterior
motive.
Again.
And again. This is your law department. If the documented evidence shows that Muhammad was the only one who acted decisively to keep this student safe, then how did Kelly Tarrant, Libby Massey, and Ruchi Verma justify recommending the OIG investigate Abdul Muhammad? Well, Tarrant used the word of Lindblom clerk LaConda McDaniel, who with no evidence whatsoever told Tarrant that Muhammad didn't report the accusation because the student wanted to be anonymous.
I don't know how to find his next point because he's just talking at a lectern. But I'll TLDR it for you. He gets put into this new school, Lindblom, and he, in that nesting phase, you kind of go through the reports, look at what's what, get a lay of the land, walk around, meet staff, do that kind of stuff. He starts looking at the financials. Why is there no... What happens to the money after the football game? I don't know. Nobody knows. That's not a good enough answer for him. We need to, when we have a football game and people are buying concessions, you're working there. Where does the money go? Well, it goes in my bank account. I bring my own bank from home. Right. You bring your bank from home to make change. Cool, I understand that. But where's the money from the sales? It's in my bank account. Okay.
So he basically exposed them for corruption and skimming funds from the school. And
he got to go for that.
Yeah, ta-ta, mate.
No, we can't have you up in here looking through financials. What the hell are you doing looking at them numbers?
How dare you expose my shit?
What are you looking in there for?
Investigate the investigators. God, that sounds familiar.
So, he discovered that this lady was literally keeping the money, and there was no reconciling of the funds. The books were all over the place. And the more questions he asked, the more times he kept getting called in, and the more times he kept getting called in, the more. So then they finally got rid of him. So he said, "So what did you get rid of me for?" And that was the first thing we heard.
very spurious reasons.
You are out of here for not reporting that activity with that minor, and you put those kids in. He's the one that made the report.
He's like, wait. Let me find something to charge you with.
They must not have read the whole damn thing because he's the one that told him to do it.
Hang on a minute, sir. When you left the bathroom on the 15th of July, did you wash your hands? Aha!
See?
Lies and deceit. I'll scrub up here. There's
corruption.
Drain the swamp.
Because the Aspen report clearly shows that one of the three people the student went to with the sexual misconduct allegation was, guess who? LaConda McDaniel.
The lady in charge of the money.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there in the report.
Can I just say, the lady that looks like your aunt, she looks like she's about to be his hype man. Like, mm-hmm. Oh, you tell him.
I can see from here, based upon the brother standing over his right shoulder right there. She's probably part of the Fruit of Islam. I don't say shit about them. I have no jokes. I have none jokes. I have nothing. You across the pond, they can't get. Well, they might be able to get you, Wayne. I don't know. I'll show you. I'll show you some. Right. I'll show you some links after this. You'll understand. You know how we don't say shit about Beyonce because we don't want that kind of smoke.
Oh, hang on.
We don't want that kind of smoke.
Sorry. Just to go off on a little tangent. Has a Beyonce just had a little thing with? Is it Lizzo?
We'll talk about Lizzo after this.
All right, cool.
Yet LaConda McDaniel did not call DCFS, did not call the OIG, did not complete an Aspen report, and did not inform the principal. This is the person that Kelly Tarrant used to fabricate a claim that Muhammad failed to report. You can't make this up. Lindblom teacher Danielle Atta is also one of the 4 staff members listed in the Aspen report as having been told directly by the student of the sexual harassment. Yet Atta too failed to call DCFS, failed to call the OIG, failed to complete it. That's it. 8 months, and that's all he's gotten. Brittany Griner got more due process from Russia under Vladimir Putin than Gerald Murrow got from CPS under Pedro Martinez. And that's not hyperbole. You can measure that. What is due process?
You might remember that name, Pedro Martinez, because he was in the debates to be the mayor of Chicago.
Process.
I'm telling you, my hype girl was about to go. She's about to go.
I ain't said nothing, Fruit. I ain't said nothing.
Do we know what Brittany Griner was charged?
Got her purse.
Salam alaikum. I don't want no problems.
Drug possession. Marijuana, right? She knows.
Mikey family in Illinois.
Do we know what Gerald Murrow's charged with? Gerald Murrow doesn't even know what Gerald Murrow is charged with.
Oh, you know he means shit when he takes his glasses off.
Based on what we've seen with Muhammad and Gibson, and all like
get him on the show. I'm gonna reach out to him.
She hasn't released the report because the accusations are provably false, petty, and she's still looking for something to pin on him. Last page. In response to our accusations of discrimination, CPS released a statement saying that over 40% of principals are Black. They forgot to mention that CPS management doesn't select most principals.
Oops.
Local school councils are the ones that selected most of those Black principals, and then management and the law department come in to fire those Black principals selected by those local school councils. And when the LSCs resist, hold up, they opened up investigations against the Black LSC members. As a matter of fact, the Dunbar Local School Council is so supportive of Gerald Murrow that Tarrant opened up investigations against them for financial claims that are supposed to be handled by the OIG. In addition to her investigation,
you backing him up? I'm gonna search your ass up too.
Of the Dunbar
I guarantee my girl's hat has got a razor sharp titanium.
Come on, let it go, Wayne. Jesus.
No.
Lynn White, the Black Lindblom LSC member, who is the most vocal supporter of Abdul Muhammad. You cannot make this up. But Kelly Tarrant has thus far been able to make up anything she wants and get away with it. Tarrant, of course, is not acting alone. Staff from the Office of Network Supports and the Office of LSC Relations were also directly involved in front of witnesses in sabotaging Muhammad while he was applying for the job at Lindblom, which means someone used law Someone used network support. Someone used LSC relations in a coordinated attack on Muhammad.
So you're a teacher, Brenna. Can you imagine a principal being removed for such reasons as like I could understand if what they alleged was true, then yeah, I could understand the principal getting fired. But the new principal coming in and poking his nose where it don't belong and getting fired. Have you ever seen or heard anything like that in a school system?
No.
So I had a principal who lied on documents in order to get so we have in California, it might be across, but we have certain levels in which like for your schools. So we have like a blue ribbon school, which means you have a certain type of environment that you have. And so we had a principal who sent in an application for a gold ribbon, which means more technologically advanced, more parental involvement, teacher education, stuff like this. Well, what she submitted was a lie. All the teachers are like, none of us said any of this. None of this is true. We have not implemented any of this.
Right.
Teachers sent in to the California School Board, so like Sacramento, and said, hey, none of this is true. Like all this is fake. None of this, we did not sign off on this. So blatant lie to the state. So they didn't remove the gold ribbon status of the school.
Oh, no.
They didn't remove the principal from it. Because of this, she quit the school in order because this was something that was incredibly hated about her. Like she just left. So we had a principal lying on an official state document, being told that she was lying on an official state document, and nothing happened to her. She just got she just wasn't very liked, and she left because of that. Didn't get fired, didn't lose any position,
right?
Didn't lose golden ribbon status, nothing.
Okay, so is this a case of the higher ups trying to save face in that front because they don't want to be seen to have been a bit
there's also evidence
wrong,
because a gold ribbon status in your school is very important to
like
the way
a Michelin
that funding,
star.
Yeah,
it's how funding is distributed. So of course, like nobody's going to be nobody in the higher ups, especially even in the county, is going to be like, oh yeah, let's take that away. Like they're like the only way to keep it is if she left, and she just left.
So like, yeah, we got a gold ribbon. Yeah,
we
got a gold ribbon. Leave
it.
Basically, it's just like a Catholic priest. They just moved her to a different school.
Wow, there's a comparison.
Well, the Supreme Court just upheld that it is unconstitutional to ask clergy to report abuse on minors.
Oh, fuck that.
Oh.
It is. They have
this is why I can't stand organized religion. Like
they have a right to
privacy.
They have a Fourth Amendment, Brenna. They have a Fourth Amendment according to the Trump-filled Supreme Court. I wasn't for stack the court at first, but I certainly am now.
I think it's time.
We gonna get the 9 heads of Nazguls up in that bitch. It's gonna be the 9 riders.
It might be time to rethink the way that the court is created.
The more that we have all these sort of like establishment organisations exposed, the more I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Because
it's like embarrassing.
From
I can't do this anymore.
Organized religion, our monarchy, our fucking representatives It's just all fucking corrupt. The whole lot.
Yep.
It's all bollocks.
And that's why people won't vote, because there's no point. They feel this is why everyone feels so disenfranchised from the world politic. Like that is why, because it's so frustrating every time you try to make some good. There's some asshat.
And then they take away your rights because you didn't do anything.
Oh,
so.
Speaking of Chicago public schools and fucking wasting money, because you guys mentioned earlier, and I just want to before I forget it. This lady during COVID, right? Like all the schools are shut down, but they were still making lunches, and then they were putting the lunches on buses and going to the bus stop so the kids could still have a hot lunch. They could drop off the food. You know what I mean? Like a great thing was being done inside the schools. Everybody kind of pulled together to try and. Unfortunately, the reality of the situation is a lot of kids only eat at school because child hunger is still a problem in the place where we have 19 aircraft carriers, but we can't figure out child hunger. Anyway, I digress. But this lady during COVID was ordering food to be cooked in the kitchen, but the food wasn't getting cooked in the kitchen. And the only reason they caught it is because somebody looked at it and they said, chicken wings? We don't serve bones to the students. It was $1 million in chicken wings she stole. $1 million. She's just ordering it through the fucking $1 million, bro.
Jesus
I'm not
Christ.
even $1 million in stolen chicken wings.
There's one thing. There's one thing to get like a little extra for your family or something.
Bro, do you know whose restaurant did you fill up? Do you know how many wings that is?
Yeah, you may add like a little sachet of like sauce or a little pot of gravy.
You may take 2 slices of pizza because you happen to be working in the cafeteria.
Yeah, you have a slice while you're cutting it up for the kids. You grab one for you. That's one thing.
Those little skinny ones are not good. So
how dare you?
You can't waste food.
How dare you? I knew someone would blaspheme this day.
That one with like next to 0 toppings on it.
Oh yeah, that's the best pizza in the world, man.
Yeah, it's just a piece of bread.
With chocolate milk?
It's just cheese on toast.
With some chocolate milk and some cut up cinnamon apple slices.
There you go.
I feel like I'm in 4th grade all over again.
Bit of truffle sauce.
Yeah.
Some caviar.
Get it down.
A nice black truffle aioli.
Orders the chicken wings, and then like there's a black truffle. That's just one little one. That's a few $100s. And she's like, I can't serve this to children. It's mold. Yeah. It's so I will dispose of it correctly.
And fed to her by her manservant Serge.
I don't know.
That's where all that money is going that she's taking from the concession stand.
I don't know. Got
to pay for her servants.
I don't know who had a restaurant during COVID, but they didn't pay for one fucking wing for that whole. I'm talking about, because if anyone's ever worked in food, truck day is always the worst fucking day of the fucking week. Truck gets there at fucking 3:30 in the goddamn morning. It's fucking cold as shit. You got to unload these big fucking heavy ass box. A box of chicken wings is like 40, 50 pounds. It is not a small box. She was taking cases. This is like shit you'd have to load into like a minivan. Like I'm talking about the shit, because this is a school, remember? They're not buying it from a restaurant. This is at like 10% over. This is like 10%, 10%, yeah, 10% over cost.
100%. Yeah.
So this is some cheap fucking wings.
Yeah.
Where's Tim Bristol when we need him?
To get to $1 million fucking dollars in fucking nickel wings is ungodly. That is a lot. Somebody's restaurant made a lot of money. So they'll figure out who it was. But she got arrested. There's a couple minutes left on here.
Arrested? She better be paying the state back for that.
She ain't got no $1 million.
I just want to circle back to what we were saying about
I just want to see her in a cafeteria, like working off her debt, like
at the prison,
little chains across.
Yeah.
Just to hear the clink, clink, clink. I just want to hear that.
She's gonna be doing the same jumpsuit.
She's gonna be doing the same job instead of the 4th graders. She's gonna have the inmates.
Yeah, it's steal from them.
Yeah,
steal their food.
Steal all their chicken wings.
Can you see if that works?
You want to talk about nonsense getting it the worst in the fucking jails? You stole chicken wings from babies? Oh, you going straight? You going straight to hell? We shouldn't.
That is that. Yeah.
Oh hell no, not from the babies.
I just quickly before we move on, I just want to quickly circle back to what we were talking about when it comes to politics and politicians and how they all end up being the same. There was an interview with Keir Starmer. So Keir Starmer is the leader of the Labour Party over here, and he was asked directly, would he repeal a certain act, which is the anti-protest laws, which the laws that are being brought in by our current Home Secretary.
Protest.
Yeah. So
what
if you create a nuisance, or you are a bit loud or a bit shouty, then the police can come in and shut down your protest. Now, Keir Starmer, who is the leader of the Labour Party,
shouty to the British is like a little bit over
library whisper.
Hello.
Oh, keep it down. Keep it
down.
Shut up. God.
You sneeze. You just sneeze, and the neighbors fucking got the broom on the ceiling. Like, shut up, get up.
Pretty much. But yeah, he was asked directly whether he would repeal this particular act that was going through Parliament at the time, and he said, we won't get rid of it, but we just won't use it. Like, so as soon as you got in, mate, as soon as you became the gaffer of the Labour Party, you're like, do you know what? I don't like this law, but we'll keep it just in case someone's a bit shouty with us.
Remember when Joe Biden did the State of the Union? He's like, defund the police. No, fund the police. And I'm just like, slap my forehead. I'm like, no, dumb, defund the police.
That's not what we're saying.
No, you don't understand. I know what I said. Defund is what I'm trying to say, not fun.
Yeah.
Defund.
Joe, that's not what we said. Not what we said.
Joe, it's not a typo,
it goes to
Joe.
the point.
Yeah.
It goes to the point. As soon as they get a little sniff of the barmaid's skirt, they all change their policies. That's it.
Okay, we're done here. I can't.
It's a British analogy.
Yeah, sure it is.
Well, can we take that away?
Bar
Yeah, why don't we throw that phrase in the fucking Boston Harbor?
That is
the only person who has the authority to direct all three of those departments is the CEO, Pedro Martinez. I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm asking you to investigate. Specifically, I'm asking you to contract an independent firm to investigate the departments and the systems that disproportionately targeted and persecuted Black principals, and suspend all board employees implicated pending the results of this investigation. And those suspensions should include the CEO, Pedro Martinez. If something like this happened under a principal's watch, you all wouldn't let them sit in that office another day. Lastly, excuse me.
Yeah, wrap it up.
I'm asking you to return Abdul Muhammad, Gerald Murrow, Kimberly Gibson, and all principals who were discriminated against and persecuted by CPS officials to their rightful positions, and issue a public apology to the principals and their school communities.
Not happening.
Apologize to the children for what you did to their schools when you took out their leaders.
All right. Last quick thing about him. Mr. Abdul Muhammad is kind of the GOAT as far as principals go. He got Hamilton to leave Broadway and come perform at the school.
Wow.
I mean,
you don't do that for nobody.
I mean, he seems like a pretty all right guy, and then he came in and started looking at the financials. They were all fucked up. And then now all of a sudden, all of his behavior spins 180 after he started this investigation into these books. He just turned into a real bad guy, just all of a sudden. Don't know what triggered it.
When he started looking at the books, it was just a bag of receipts, and no one knew where they came from.
It had stains and shit on them. Some of them were all folded up and shit.
Some had some juice from chicken wings.
Yeah. low key, that's probably the same. Yo, them ladies is fucking in cahoot. They had a food truck or something throughout the pandemic. Somebody restaurant didn't pay for shit.
Tim Bristol, we're looking at you.
Yeah, Tim, where were you on the night of the 15th?
Yeah.
Looking at you, Timmy.
He can't defend himself right now, so we can do whatever we want.
If he can't defend himself, then clearly he did it.
Where was a melting truck on these particular dates, Mr. Bristol?
Dates and times listed.
It's not too hard to put in some fry baskets in there and make some chicken wings.
How hard could it be? Let's ask ourselves that. Or maybe he made so much fucking money that he bought a fucking decoy truck. So the decoy truck is a goddamn grilled cheese truck. He's really a fried chicken truck. Honestly, for real.
It was when the drive shaft fell.
Oh,
yes. When the drive shaft fell.
Drive shaft.
The drive shaft.
Yeah. He had to go put it in the shop, right? He had to get it fixed.
It was installing them fryers.
No, because like Mikey said, that was the decoy truck. So he's got the frying truck, as well as the melting truck, but the melting truck is the decoy truck.
Correct. It's like the Shell Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm glad we found this out.
I would say that the melting truck is a shell, and the frying truck drives out.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I don't know why, but I thought about the big dog car from Dumb and Dumber. And I was like, what if a puppy came out of there?
All right, Mikey, you might want to nap.
I'm very tired.
It might be sleepy time for you.
I just thought of that with the ears just flapping in the wind.
This is what parenting does.
Yeah.
How did you guys get in my room? What are you doing in here? Not allowed in here. Here, I'll drop what is this? This copy. This is the indictment. It is 45 pages, so it's a long read, but it's not that long. There's a lot of spaces, so let me see if I can grab one more great moment. Tell everybody where they can find us.
Just remember the defendant is Donald J. Trump. Just
let's go to the last one. What's the last line?
Brenner, you said cunt wrong.
No. Let's see here. It says line 130 from on or about November. Oh, I don't have it on screen. November 14th, 2020 through on and or about January 20th, 2021 in the District of Columbia and elsewhere, the defendant, Donald J. Trump, did knowingly combine, conspire, confederate, and agree with co-conspirators known and unknown to the grand jury to injure, oppress, threaten, and intimidate one or more persons in the free exercise and enjoyment of a right and privilege secured to them by the Constitution and laws of the United States. That is, the right to vote and to have one's vote counted.
Right. Now, I'm telling you now, if this particular twat gets done for any of this, then I'll have much more respect for your judicial system. My fear is that, again, the higher ups are going to try and save face, so they're going to let him off with menial kind of, don't do that again.
You know what the great thing is, Wayne? The Republicans are the ones who set up all the penalties for all of this.
Yeah.
And they're all quite severe.
Well, it was for Hillary Clinton.
Because you know what I mean? Like they juiced all this up and got all the investigations ready and got all the hardware together just for Donald Trump to come walking into the spider web at night.
Yeah.
With his little hands trying to get the web out of his face.
Yeah. He's
good times.
Well, let's hope that it plays out the way that we hope it will.
Well, we have first off we have a few court dates coming up, and then we also have not heard anything about Georgia left. So we're still moving and shaking.
Yeah, he's got other shit.
Is he in court now?
Yeah. Well, let's double check. Let's go back to our Trump
I was
cam.
going to say, where's our live feed?
Well, I know he pleaded not guilty. That's the latest I saw.
Oh, then he's properly fucked then.
Well, he should probably plead guilty if he did it.
I think he should.
I think it's over.
Yeah, I think he's done.
Oh, he left. He flew off. Motherfuckers always talking about some. Here, let me just show this real quick. Now, keep in mind, everybody, he just flew in on this motherfucker 2 hours ago when the show started. He was just, the plane was coming, taxiing down the runway.
We watched it land.
Yeah. And now he already left. Bro, did you need a whole ass plane? A whole ass plane? You ain't got no small plane?
Doesn't he have a hotel in Washington, D.C.?
You couldn't commute up here the day before and save us some fucking gas? Damn, bro, it's everybody
It's a show. It's a show.
Donald, how's that carbon footprint of yours?
Bro, for one person, we launched a fucking 737?
Yep.
Man.
And where'd he come in from? Mar-a-Lago?
Nah,
it's a fucking
New Jersey.
From Jersey? You flew from Jersey to DC?
Oh, I have a word. You can get a fucking Uber.
That's an hour.
It wasn't. He didn't come from Mar-a-Lago. He didn't come from Las Vegas. No, he came from New Jersey.
That's why he ain't got no money.
That's shocking.
That's why he ain't got no money. You gassed up this whole ass plane for fucking 180 miles?
Yeah.
Bro, go to jail. Go to jail for being dumb.
Yeah.
You probably don't even get to cruising altitude before you have to come down.
I don't even get to finish my peanuts. All right, take us home, Brenna.
All right, so thank you for joining us on the third indictment of ex-President Donald J. Trump and his federal crimes. That's 4, including conspiracy and fraud. Anyway, let's for Mr. Mikey.
Hello.
Over there. For Mr. Wayne.
I'm Idris Elba. I goes where I goes.
And for Jartan, somewhere in where was he going? Northern Italy?
You can't park this, huh?
It's not fair. And for me, Brenna, here in sunny Southern California. We will see you again next Bins Day. That would be next week. And don't forget to look at our other channels that we have.
Do it.